Sowore wins. He's my friend. If of all the candidates, is the one I prefer. I tell him all the time. But there's no president that can save Nigeria. Only the people of Nigeria can save this country. Even if Peter Obi, who is the internet favorite, even if he wins, Peter Obi with his ministry surrounded by
internet president.
No, let's be factual on that, because the issue of that is not because it's just because of the way Nigerian politics is. He hasn't had the time because he started too late. You can't tell me that just because you lost PDP primaries 18 months to the election, you suddenly start a movement and you have a real plan for the country. No, that's opportunism. That's opportunism, and there's not an opportunist that will deliver Nigeria. It will be a dedicated individual that has looked at this country, that has dedicated his life. The person will have gone to every local.
Opportunist indeed. So say Sowore's unofficial spokesperson. At least he don't get one person now, because we have been asking how is Sowore running his party. How does he want to become a president? And let's even leave the issues. I'm not going to meddle into the conversation of father and son, Grammy music, or Peter Obi and Seun Kuti. That's not my business. I'll get on to the serious matters. Who is the opportunist between Peter Obi and Sowore?
Served your state at the highest level. I don't think you can do much more than what you've done in the last 8 years.
Period.
And I guess your vision now is national and possibly global. So what's your vision for Nigeria? Because this is something that I find quite interesting. Once you've served as a governor, some people will then go to the Senate and cool off for another 4-8 years.
No. I'm not going to the Senate.
Vision for Nigeria?
I'm not going to the Senate. I'm not going to anywhere. And those who are going, they have their reasons to want to go to the Senate. My purpose is that I'm not going to the Senate, and neither am I going to House of Rep. But yes, if I have the opportunity, if I'm asked to serve Nigeria at any level in order to get things to work, I will do that.
A man that has become bitter because his shine has been taken away. And let's state the fact. Is Sowore even serious about becoming Nigeria's president? Has he shown any iota of seriousness in pursuing the cause for the Nigerian people? The man has just been employing tactics. It's sweet an idea to say he's running for presidency. It's sweet an idea for his own followers to say, okay, maybe he's the one that has not been in government, he's the one that is not corrupt. But we have asked, what are the corruption charges against Peter Obi? Bring it out. I personally want to see. I do not want for any reason to be living for a part of fire. But you have kept quiet. There is nothing to prove. The man has worked as governor, has worked as Director General of SEC. He has worked as MD of Fidelity Bank and several other institutions. Bring the corruption charges, the criminal corruption charges against him. Let us at least know that he is like every other one. And let's leave him. You have not. They are saying that he's an opportunist. Who has been the opportunist, Sowore? Right from time immemorial, and then these are things that keep bothering me. A man had a vision for this country. I'll play the video that you are going to see of when he left office as governor in 2014. He knew where he was going to. In fact, before Peter Obi became governor of Anambra State, contested for the office of governor in 2003, and officially became governor in 2006, he knew what he wanted. But of course, the man had a clear-cut understanding that it's going to be difficult for him penetrating Asoro. He chose to run for the office of governor of his state. There's a video, I'm going to post the link in the comments of what I did a couple of months ago, of how Peter Obi entered politics. It was clear he wanted to get to the zenith of his political career, but then he chose to go and deliver good to his people as governor. And then from being governor, took a state from 26 in education to first. He was the only governor in this country that met up or delivered the Millennium Development Goals of 2015. In fact, Bill and Melinda Gates gave him $1 million personally for getting that result. He took that money and returned it to the state coffers. The only governor that was given credit by the AIG then of his zone for being the most secure state. What else? And then he left office as governor, the only governor in this country that doesn't collect pension and gratuity from his state, no dime. Went on to become SEC DG, delivered results. Today, nothing. against him. Not he did not collect any of the benefits that the office gave. As a MD of Fidelity Bank, the same thing. What else do you want? And now the man is saying he wants to become president. It's good enough you don't want to vote for him, but don't call him an opportunist because he has worked his way there. And I'm asking Sowore, what have you done to become president of Nigeria? What exactly have you done? Maybe I left school too early, and so maybe your digital footprint would not have been ready in school. What of those in this? Since you want to become president in 2019, what have you done differently? You contested. Don't forget that in 2019, young Nigerians aspire for the office of president, candidates of their party, they had to have a coalition and then make one candidate a consensus candidate. Sowore, because he felt he would not be the one picked, he walked away from that coalition. He went on to contest as how many votes did he score? How many votes did he score? And that's the kind of person that he is. I must, I first, I only. What is the difference between Sowore and the Miloko guy and Atiku? Desperation, no selflessness. You cannot. Even though Peter Obi want to become president of Nigeria, he still ran a joint ticket in 2019 with Atiku Abubakar. This year, or this season, he felt there was no need going to experiment again. The party was going to play politics of money. He moved on to another party, and you are saying he's an opportunist. How is he an opportunist? Maybe he would have stopped that there would be no time. Maybe he would have done better. But don't even say that he's an opportunist, because Sowore has shown that he's the opportunist. He's the one that has been enjoying Nigerians' diaspora's money, collecting money from them. Who has he been accounted to? Who has audited his account of what he has been using this money for? He just finished election and then he goes to sleep and is running, doing cloud chasing, going to support one or two individuals. Fine. Activity is different for presidents. And I've said it to my private circle, and I'm saying it. I may even fear Sowore to become president of this country because he's not serious. Let's not deceive ourselves. He's not serious. Seun Kuti, well done. Well done. Unofficial spokesman. When has Sowore ever considered the presidential campaign council? Does he have, who is the first secretary of his party? Who is the spokesman of his party? He's the only one speaking everywhere. That's the kind of man you want to make president. He's not even ready. Even SUG, the institutionalization of SUG and as past Sowore's level, some of you are saying he's connected to SUG president. Even SUG does coalition. At least you must have sterling academic performance. Then you must have some level of understanding with the Dean of Student Affairs and a couple of other lecturers or HODs and deans in the school. You must build coalitions and framework with other departments, with other faculties. Man, just beyond yours. What has Sowore done differently? By now, you expect Sowore's name to be heavy in our high institutions if he's really serious. Let the students, the young people, be choked with his presence, his understanding. Peter Obi, again, I've personally done this research, and Peter Obi is Nigeria has the highest number of interviews and videos ever on social media by any Nigerian politician. The man has preparing for this office. He knows where he's going to. And I pray he gets in 2023. I'm so sure he's going to get it. Because this is what we want. Vision, intensified by vision and purpose. Not a man who is cloud chasing. How did you rise to stardom? You said that you fought for democracy as SSP president. Beyond that, what have you done better? You are telling me that Peter Obi is an opportunist. Watch a video of Peter Obi and an interview in 2014 after his governorship tenure, discussing the future of this country. That is about 9 years away from now. He knew where he was going to. And that's why he lived a good life that can be traceable, trackable, and auditable, and accounted for. And that's because if he wants to become president, he doesn't want anything to stain his reputation. This is, and then you are calling him an opportunist. Seun, cover your mouth. Again, cover your mouth. All this privileged tout that has internet access and phones and maybe privileged family name to be using to make noise. I'm not going to contribute in your Peter Okoye and your issues. I'm not here. Cover. If you don't know anything to say, cover your mouth. Go and vote Sowore. Sowore again. I may first Sowore to become president of this country. He's not serious. Who is an opportunist? Get out of my front.
Served your state at the highest level. I don't think you can do much more than what you've done in the last 8 years.
Period.
And I guess your vision now is national and possibly global.
No, even local government. I want my local government to work.
But you will not want to become
I don't want to become
chairman.
No. You don't want to be. You must not be chairman or be this to be part. But I want the local government chairman to know, hey, wait a minute. What we want is to give people hope. Don't come and tell us you're doing this when you're not doing it. If you know what you're doing, say it. And always be ready to learn. People say to me, oh, what is your successor going to do? He has a lot of job to do. We've just laid the foundation. And even in laying the foundation of any building, you can, maybe there's an area the foundation is not good because there might be crack from there. You do it properly. Like I said, and remember that most of the things that I did, I had to do it dragging the people, yelling and crying. Even with the times without the rules, because you know what they said when I was impeached. People said to me, "Oh, you were impeached. What happened with your impeachment?" I said, "I did nothing." And people didn't believe me. They said, "I did nothing." The only problem I did is that I was a driver who had a bus load of people who had since passed their destination, and I was trying to take them a good destination. So when they couldn't stop me, they pushed me out to go back to where they used to be. So I had to drag them from there, yelling and crying, to the destination where I brought them now.
So what's your vision for Nigeria? Because this is something that I find quite interesting. Once you've served as a governor, some people will then look at, go to the Senate and cool off for another 4-8 years.
No. I'm not going to the Senate.
What's your vision for Nigeria?
I'm not going to the Senate. I'm not going to anywhere. And those who are going, they have their reasons to want to go to the Senate. My purpose is that I'm not going to the Senate, and neither am I going to House of Rep. But yes, I want, if I have the opportunity, if I'm asked to serve Nigeria at any level in order to get things to work, I will do that. It is, I keep saying that by the society my children will live in. I do one thing every day. I tell my children to travel to the most difficult part of the world. My first son spent 1 year going from Costa Rica to a couple of Vietnam, all those things. He's a primary school teacher. That's what he done. I have only one son, you know, and there's a primary school. He goes, help them build schools and everything. As I talk now, he's somewhere in Africa. I think he's in Tanzania. Phoned me yesterday. I said, in Tanzania. I'm on Easter holidays. I'm helping the children in Tanzania. And they said, listen, when there was earthquake in Kuwait and Haiti, I spent 1 week there with him. I went personally as the governor. We went together. And he can experience, for us, we stayed in a place where we had to queue to use the toilet, to use the bathroom. And when we come in the morning, I'm number 20, he's number 25 and everything, where I was governor. And he could experience that we're privileged and we have to. So all those things done and everything. My daughter came in this morning and they said to me, listen, Daddy, I want to go to Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone and this, because I heard what is happening to the children. I asked him every time I said to my son or my daughter, why don't you do this in Nigeria? Well, my son said, Daddy, I can't do it here. Wherever I go, they say, it's governor's son, it's Peter Obi's son. They can't even allow me to live my life. You are the governor. I didn't ask them to vote for me. You asked them to vote for you. So I want to live my life by looking after the children. What I want to see in Nigeria is that let people care for the country. It is a country. We have people who are hungry, we have people without jobs and everything. And that is where I support President Jonathan. He means well. I can say it any day. He thinks about the country. What we need now is to also have people who would do the same thing. Because he can't do everything. He's alone. He needs to, and people, when I look at people like Ngozi Well, and people won't understand, Ngozi means well. You know, and we are getting more, when you get more and more people, because for you to succeed in government, it won't just be you. It's like a preacher in the church. If you're preaching and everybody wants to go to hell and be in the opposite, there's no way you can make a good bishop. Because anything you like, you preach. They go out and do the worst things. You know, so that is what is happening to them. A preacher or the bishop, the congregation must believe in the same thing and be doing it. You might have one or two, like Jesus did, can have one or two Judas along the line. But when the Judas is more than the people, if all the 10 disciples were, you know, people who are criminals, he would have been sold earlier than the time they sold him. You know, so we went that time because he was only one. The other ones believed in him. So what we need now is to convert more souls to believing in what we are doing, to believing that this is the right way to go, to believing that maybe rebasing or this is good, you know, things like that.
You're saying what we're doing as you're part of this government then?
No, I'm not part of it. I'm saying, well, I participate in it in one or two ways.
Okay. Now, we have to start winding down now. What would be your message to Anambarians all over Nigeria as their ex-leader?
Well, mine is to support the present government. That's what I do. I believe
government of,
I believe that
Willie
Obiano will do well. I believe he means well. He needs our prayers. He needs our support. Wherever I go, that's what I do. Just like I do for President Jonathan. Remain prayerful, remain steady, do everything. Don't just go into criticizing. When they bring out policy, look at the policy and urge them to do the right thing. And I believe, like I said, he started now. He started in the right direction. I watched 2 days ago, they were doing security seminar, which is good. That is what, because security is very critical. And I was happy when the IG of police said in 5 years, there have not been any bank robbery in Anambra State. That seems to be sustained. It's true. We never had any bank robbery while I was there. So that's why it needs to be sustained. It needs to be improved on. And so it's in other areas. For me, that's what I want them to do. I've talked wherever there's need for me to be part of advising on anything. That's it. But my most important prayer is that he succeed. And don't forget, I'm part of his guarantor, if you may say. So it is critical that he succeeds, because it becomes a problem for you when you sign a guarantor for anybody and then the person fails. So for me, it is critical that Willie Obiano and Kiwakeke government succeed. And I pray for them every day. I can tell you. I pray for Jonathan, I pray for Nigeria, I pray for them and everything. And that's why whenever I see any issue that people like issue of rebasing now going on and people are talking what they shouldn't be talking, I feel bad. Because this is a move in the right direction. Rebasing is done, it was done in Canada, in Australia, in the US, in Britain and everything. Somebody found that there's what you needed to include in your calculation, which you didn't include, you included it, which has made our country great, had made our debt to GDP come below 10%. What we should be doing now is say, since we are allowed to borrow maybe up to 60% of our GDP, now that it's come low, what are we going to look at and say? Some people say, oh, don't borrow. Some people say, no, it's not. Let us look at those things that we can do that can change and create jobs. Let us look at those things that can make us build on infrastructure.
Go ahead and share this video. Let's share it to those people that believe that there is a way. See, the only way to become influential in this country is to do the right thing. Not give people money or not build false relationship as against the interests of this country. Do the right thing at every point in time. Peter Obi did the right thing at every single time he was given opportunity to do. And that's why he's qualified to become president of Nigeria. Share this video and let it go round. Let these people that do not have sense. It's not this coalition that these guys are building, putting states in your pocket so you can be using to prepare for the doomsday. Now you're angry that Naira has been changed, that all the money you have kept for years will be wasted. That's the problem that you have. Do the right thing. Share this video and let it go viral. Doing the right thing is the best.